I am so thrilled to have each and every one of you on this week 3 call. Keep in mind, we're not even halfway through the program. I'm going to read a few of your wins thus far through the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I will discuss some housekeeping items, and then I'll tell you a little bit about why we're doing a 24-hour fast in week 4, and I'll answer any and all questions that you have as well. All right, Melissa says, haven't missed a workout, made every fast. That's a huge win, Melissa. Good for you. Shauna says, planning meals ahead of time and not eating cafeteria and restaurant food every day. That's fantastic. Lori, having a bad day and not beating myself up. That's huge. Good for you, Lori. Laura says, for me, biggest win is being so much more conscious about what I eat. Absolutely. Martha is feeling so much stronger. Shannon, biggest victory is sticking to workouts daily. Wow, good for you. Awesome. Kim says the wine gut shrinking. I love it. Oh, I love these. Oh my goodness. We have so many things. All right, Tatiana, some of my pre-pregnancy jeans fit. Yay. Oh, thank you, Misty. Misty says your eyebrows look amazing. So my eyebrows, I just had them what did I have them? Microbladed, which means tattooed. So I'm not angry. They're just about 2 times darker than they're going to be by next week. They're going to fade quite a bit, but it's nice because now I can go to the gym and not wipe off my eyebrows when I get sweaty. All right. Awesome. Oh, I'm so thrilled for you guys. Really fantastic wins. So many of you guys are getting stronger. You're more energized. You're more in control of your food choices. You're leaning out already. And again, keep in mind, we're not even halfway through the program. So if you're already seeing results, you know that those results are accelerated. I've been training clients for about 15 years, and I typically say that it takes 6 to 8 weeks for you to notice a significant change in your own body composition, and it takes 12 weeks on average for others to notice. So if you're already feeling that you've leaned out, that you're getting stronger, that you've increased energy, we are ahead of schedule. So congratulations, pat yourself on the back. Really, really thrilled for each of you. All right, couple housekeeping items for you guys as we get rolling. Many of you have asked regarding my affiliate partners program. We do have a very generous program where if you would like to share the Fast Way to Fat Loss with your friends or family members, I gift you with a commission. Go ahead and request access to my affiliate partners Facebook page if you are interested in becoming an affiliate partner. What I'll do is I will get you going on that Facebook page. There are going to be instructions about how you can personally become an affiliate partner. And again, I truly believe that this is the best program on the market. I want to get the Fast Way to Fat Loss into as many households as possible. If you're like, listen, I'm 3 weeks in, I'm already feeling more energized, I'm in control, this program is something I can sustain for my entire life, definitely be sharing with your friends and family, but I want to gift you with a commission when you do that. So again, go ahead and request access to my affiliate partners Facebook page. We will get you going with the details about how to set up your own link so that you can then share that with your friends and family members. That'll be perfect. I also wanted to let you guys know about a returning client discount for the June 18th follow-up round of the Fast Way to Fat Loss. If you love the results that you have by the end of our 6 weeks and you're like, listen, I want to continue the momentum and I'm ready to even take it to the next level and kind of dial it in, it's advisable that you join a follow-up round. I would say 80% of my clients do join a follow-up round. You will receive a $60 discount for that follow-up round. It starts June 18th. On our next live training, I'll kind of talk through the transition and how to transition from round 1 to round 2. But feel free to go ahead and click on the link that I just added. You can reserve your place now for that follow-up round if you already know that you'd like to do a second round. But most of you will actually kind of wait until week 5 or 6 when I post about it again on our group page. I wanted to quickly share the feedback form with you as well. If you didn't have the chance to leave a testimonial yet, feel free to click on that link and add a testimonial. If you give me your Instagram handle, I'm happy to give you a shout out on Instagram as well. All right, ladies, I'm going to dive into a few details about our 24-hour fast or juice cleanse, and then I will answer any and all questions that you have about the fast or any and all questions that you have about the program as we're in week 3. go ahead and click on the link that I'm going to add right there in the chat feature regarding a 24-hour fast and the benefits. We've been doing what's called a 16-8 protocol for intermittent fasting, but in truth, there are many different ways to incorporate intermittent fasting into your lifestyle. This is what I believe has been the best for my clients long-term is the 16-8 with an occasional 24-hour fast. But believe it or not, when I initially started the Faster Way to Fat Loss, I actually did a 24-hour fast every 5th day. So again, when I initially started the Faster Way to Fat Loss, I did a 24-hour fast every 5th day with my clients. I have since switched things up quite a bit and now perfected the formula. But next week, we will be incorporating a 24-hour fast. With the 24-hour fast, you will have maintenance of skeletal muscle mass. You will have decreased blood glucose levels. You will have decreased insulin levels and increased insulin sensitivity, which is so important for anyone who has insulin resistance, PCOS, and you will have accelerated fat loss. So many of us are hoping for that accelerated fat loss phenomena through the 24-hour fast. Next week, we will do the 24-hour fast on Thursday. The way that we do the 24-hour fast is we actually begin our fast immediately after dinner on Wednesday night. So if you have dinner about 7 p.m., we'll begin our timer for the 24-hour fast immediately after dinner. By the time you wake up the next morning, say you wake up around 7, you've already completed 12 hours of your 24-hour fast. You're already halfway there. We'll get to lunch per usual. We will have, get to lunchtime, get to noon. We'll have water, herbal teas, potentially black coffee. And by the time you get to noon, you only have a few hours left, and then we will break our fast that evening around dinner time with a light meal. I typically recommend you have a shake or even a light salad. You don't want to go and have like a big burrito or a ton of tacos or go to a buffet, at the end of a 24-hour fast. Just, a little tip there. But we will do that 24-hour fast next Thursday. In addition to the 24-hour fast, you also have the option of doing a 24-hour juice cleanse. I'm going to quickly add the link for the juice cleanse. I have partnered with a client of mine from the Weekly Juicery in Lexington, Kentucky. Her name is Kimmy, and she has a really fantastic USDA certified organic juice cleanse that she has created for the Faster Way to Fat Loss. It is custom for the Faster Way to Fat Loss, and really exciting. Kimmy has worked with my agency, my digital marketing agency, to actually take her juice cleanse into a lot of homes throughout the country. If you're in the US, you are able to have this shipped to you. So don't worry about looking on her website and see that, it says, they don't ship. They do ship, but they only ship to my clients and people who are part of their juice ritual. So feel free to click on that link and you can opt for the juice cleanse. The juice cleanse has different benefits than the 24-hour water fast. The juice cleanse will actually flood your body with important micronutrients, which is really important. Macronutrients are the focus of the Fast Way to Fat Loss. We count macros, carbs, fats, and protein, but equally as important are micronutrients. We need those micronutrients from fruits and veggies. Her juices are primarily plant-based, so primarily veggies. This is not a milkshake, okay? If you're expecting it to taste like lemonade, you might be a little bit disappointed. These juices are green juices. They definitely have a bit of a kick, and I don't know if that's a positive kick to your taste buds, but really, really healthy for you. If you're just a little bit nervous that, I'm not going to like the taste of the juice cleanse, I would probably start with the 24-hour water fast next Thursday. If you're like, you know what, I have done quite a bit of juicing, I'm familiar with the green juices, go ahead and potentially opt for that juice cleanse. Again, there are separate benefits of the 24-hour water fast versus the juice cleanse, but your body will actually stay at digestive rest with either the 24-hour water fast and the juice cleanse. And the really fantastic thing is that we're going to give our body a longer period of time to heal itself. Because if we simplify it down, your body's either doing one of two things at all times. Your body's either digesting food or healing itself. So if you do have any kind of issues that, we're hoping to resolve, it's going to be really great to start incorporating those 24-hour fasts. Couple quick reminders for you, and then I am going to answer any questions that you have. Reminder, please stay off the scale. I say it at the beginning of the program. I'll say it again at the end of the program. I've removed the end of program weigh-in. There is truly no good reason for you to hop on the scale halfway through the program. Muscle does weigh more than fat. It's not important for you to see what that number is, because the best predictor of your success is going to be non-scale victories, measurements, after photos, how you're feeling. I would love for you to smash your scale, get rid of it, throw it out the window, do whatever you need to do. The scale is not a good predictor of success. So again, please don't email me and say, hey, Amanda, I've been, working really hard. I feel more energized. I'm leaning out through my midsection. I'm in control of my food choices. I'm happier overall, but I've only lost 3 pounds. What am I doing wrong? If you send me an email like that, I'm going to throw you out of the program. It's just not necessary to hop on the scale. Even saying, well, I have this ideal weight I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get under 150, or I'm trying to get this or that. It's just not necessary or important. I can tell you that I weigh 20 pounds more now than I did before I got pregnant with Emma. I weigh 20 pounds more now than I did before I got pregnant with Emma, but I feel better. I look better. I'm not depleted like I used to be. I'm in control of my food choices. I'm so much happier. My hormones are finally balanced. I've resolved PCOS. I'm not going to have to be on metformin anymore for blood sugar issues. I weigh much more. And on an ideal weight chart, I'm actually on the higher end, if not a little bit in the overweight, since I have so much lean muscle. But if you look at me, you think, she looks great. She looks healthy. So again, the number on the scale is not important. Do not worry about it. Even when I go into the doctor's office, my alternative doc or my OBGYN, I say, you can weigh me and write it down on your chart, but you don't even tell me the number. I don't even need to know. And they look at me, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I look great. I feel great. I don't need to know the number. It doesn't matter to me. And so it's just always funny to kind of see the reaction of the nurses. Okay, other quick reminders. Please be sure you're getting enough vitamin D. I know this has been easier said than done through the winter and early spring, but go ahead and get outside as much as possible. Active recovery days, take a walk. Be sure that you're outside in the morning. I like to be outside every morning and then every evening, even when the sun's going down, so that I sleep better. Really, really important that we're getting enough vitamin D. Also, be sure you're drinking plenty of water. Because it's getting warmer outside and, we are doing quite a bit in the way of sweating, you might even bump up your water intake to 20 ounces more than half your body weight. So kind of take your body weight from the very beginning of the program. So again, we're not hopping on the scale now, but estimate your body weight from the beginning of the program. Consider what is half of my body weight and then add 20 ounces more. It's probably a really good rule of thumb for you. And then let's be sure that we're focusing on rest and sleep. I want to prevent any adrenal fatigue issues. I want to prevent the symptoms of hypothyroidism. Really, really important. It's counterintuitive. Most of the time we think that we should eat less and exercise more to see results, where in fact we want to do the opposite. We want to eat as much as possible to balance our hormones, rev up our thyroid function, et cetera, et cetera. And we want to pull back and really do the minimum amount of exercise necessary to see great results. All right, I am going to go ahead and look through your questions. So Kristen says, did she say we can make our own green juices? Absolutely. If you would like to juice on your own, that's fine. But again, the 24-hour water fast is completely fine. If that's how you would like to start, I would recommend it because it's very easy. The 24-hour water fast, you don't have to worry about anything. You just drink water. All right, Shannon says, recipe recommendations for green juice. I believe on the Weekly Juicery website, there might be some recipe recommendations. Feel free to look up your own on Pinterest as well. I'm not going to necessarily say, here's exactly how to make green juices, because that's not my core competency in any way. But feel free to look up some different recipes. I don't want you guys to worry about juicing if A, you aren't someone who usually does juicing, or B, you're just trying to think of how can I add as many apples and fruits and blah, blah, blah to make this taste good. That's not the goal. The goal is that we're staying at digestive rest. So whether it's the 24-hour water fast or the weekly juice juice cleanse, that's probably going to be your ideal. All right. Amelia says, I notice that I'm feeling ravenous hunger on Mondays. What up, and any tips to combat this? Oh, that's interesting. So on a low carb day, but it sounds like after your low macro day, you are ravenous. Probably what I would do is bump up your low macro day. I would have more protein and fat on your low macro day. And then the next day, I think that you'll be able to get through the morning of low carb day a little bit better, but you also might consider BCAAs in the morning on low carb day. Mom Sanity BCAAs are really good. That will help to curb your appetite. All right, Roseanne, can you say a little about sugar-free drinks? How bad are artificial sweeteners on the fast way to fat loss? Here's the deal. If you drink Diet Coke, and I have lots of ladies who come in, or you're all about, the sugar-free artificial sweetener drinks, you will not get and stay lean like the rest of the clients who are focused on whole food nutrition. I have ladies who come in and they say, I drink a Diet Coke once or twice a day and I'm addicted to it and I can't stop. You will not see the results that others will see. Same with wine. If you're drinking wine every night and you're fitting it into your macros, you're still telling your body to literally stop the fat burning process. If you're drinking wine every night, your body is halting the fat burning process, which is the opposite of what we want. We really should have, those particular beverages on a leg day as a treat. Do your very best to focus on water, herbal teas. That's just, your absolute best case scenario. Stevia, that wouldn't be true, but especially Diet Cokes and artificial sweeteners for sure. All right, how much for the juice-free fast? Yes, you can definitely do it while breastfeeding. I personally drink the weekly juice-free juices every week. If you look on the website, you'll see the price for it. What is the philosophy behind going dairy-free, grain-free, gluten-free? I've been doing this for the most part, but also not sure I'm getting all the calcium that I should. So interestingly, much of the calcium that you'll consume will come from green leafy veggies. And actually, if you look at the green leafy veggies versus cow's milk, you're going to see that you'll get quite a bit of calcium from the green leafy veggies, which our bodies are meant to consume. Cow's milk is meant for a baby cow. I have very strong opinions about this. I do have some blog posts on my website about why we go dairy free. Specifically, with the fast way to fat loss, we're actually not grain-free, we're gluten-free. Your body does not need gluten. Now, many of my clients are not sensitive to raw dairy and they're not sensitive to gluten, but many are. So they come in and they eliminate dairy, mostly processed dairy, which is what causes the sensitivities, because it's not a raw dairy issue. It's not a gluten issue necessarily. It's the gross manipulation of our foods. And people come in and they say, I had a girl this week, she said, I didn't even know I was bloated or sensitive to these things. And a week after not having gluten and dairy, I feel fantastic. And I've eliminated inflammation from my body and I've lost 3 inches in my waist. She's like, it's been, a week. It's amazing. So feel free to look on my website for why we go dairy-free specifically. You can search my blog on the Fast Way to Fat Loss website. But again, it's not a raw dairy issue. It's not a gluten issue. It's the gross manipulation of our foods. We focus on whole food nutrition through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. Foods that our bodies are meant to process, foods that are meant to give us fuel. And again, it's not a grain-free program. Some of you who are more carb sensitive, I would definitely recommend going grain-free. I personally do much better when I'm grain-free. And I focus on items like sweet potatoes or veggies for my carbs, or berries as well. And I'm still able to get an adequate number of carbs. And donuts, usually also donuts. All right, let me go ahead and look at some more of these questions. Carol says, on regular macro days, I don't always make my goals. Will that hurt my results? Really good question, Carol. Thank you for asking. Many of you are still having a hard time hitting those calorie or macro minimums. Do your very best to eat until you're 80% satisfied. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to stuff themselves or that you have to, have some roll you away from the dinner table. Eat until you're 80% satisfied. As you develop more lean calorie burning muscle, you're going to have an increase in appetite and it will, you'll kind of be eating more and more as we go. On our next call, I will address if, when, and how to adjust macros. The fact of the matter is, each and every one of you on this call will adjust macros at some point. The macros that you have right now will most likely not be the macro settings that you have in 4 weeks. So we'll adjust those macros accordingly, and I'll chat through how, but many of you will actually bump up, which sounds counterintuitive. Instead of having less fuel, we're going to have more fuel because you'll need more fuel to really thrive. All right, I'm going to continue scrolling up. Deanne says, consistently, I'm way below my calories, but I feel satisfied. Yep, 80% satisfied. Rachel says, is there any other way to get micronutrients without juicing? I personally recommend Juice Plus. I take Juice Plus. I don't sell Juice Plus, but I do take it, and it's really fantastic for micronutrients. All right, Nancy says, I'm not able to do a lot of the exercise due to physical restraints. Is it okay to add other exercise? Absolutely. That's totally fine, Nancy. Thank you for asking. Carly, totally fine. If you're breastfeeding to do the cleanse, I would do a low macro day in addition to the juices. You might even spread the juices over 2 days, would be totally fine. Lisa says, can we drink coffee, BCAAs, collagen, and 24-hour water fast? Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. I'm just continuing to scroll up. Actually, I'm going to scroll all the way down and answer a few of these questions as well. Calorie-dense foods, meals is what I struggle with. Breastfeeding and calories are so important, right? Breastfeeding and macros are so important. I don't want you necessarily to have 1,600 calories worth of carbs, but you need to have enough of the right macronutrients when you're breastfeeding. But even more important than that is hydration. So studies show that women who breastfeed are able to do fasts, because there's a lot of women who breastfeed who have religious beliefs that would necessitate some fasting. And a woman who is doing a fast for a religious reason usually has no negative impact to supply unless she's dehydrated. So for me, I noticed that if my supply ever dips even slightly, it's because I've been going, super busy over the weekend, didn't have enough water, I'm dehydrated. So be sure that you're drinking enough regardless of what you're doing with the macros. All right. Yes, Meg says, I've been looking for BCAAs, but notice a lot of them have, the sugars. What I would do is Mom Sanity. There is no sugar at all whatsoever. Really good question. Okay. Kim says, coming from a paleo lifestyle, which is gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, I love the 2 meals a day and the fasting. Yay. Awesome. I did paleo for years, so I totally hear you on that. Let's see. What do you think about avocado butter? I saw this on Dr. Oz yesterday. Interesting. I love avocado. I love good fats. It's probably great. I've never had it. I'm glad that you asked. Yeah, Tanya says, I say that all the time about cow's milk only for baby cows. Yeah, we're the only species that would drink milk from a different animal. All right, Kristen says, Forks Over Knives on Netflix. Oh, okay. So Kristen says that there's a documentary on Netflix, Forks Over Knives for Reasons Why No Dairy. Let's see. I'm not worried about the number, but wanted to make sure it's not important to know the scale number so that MyFitnessPal is more accurate. Really good question. Thank you for asking that. Here is the deal with the initial weigh-in. The initial weigh-in we use just simply to put in MyFitnessPal settings so that we can see those default recommendations for macros on regular macro day. However, MyFitnessPal is very generic. It's not going to reflect the amount of energy that you expend through the day. It's not going to reflect many things. For example, I talk all day long and I expend a lot of energy, even just thinking. I'm constantly thinking and moving around and talking. My husband is the opposite of me. He's very laid back. He's very quiet. He doesn't do a lot of talking. He's a type B personality. I actually need more macros than MyFitnessPal recommends based on the weight. He needs less. He actually needs less in the recommendation. So what you'll do is, you'll just have that initial weight that you add, but you don't need to continue doing weigh-ins because MyFitnessPal, it can only get us so far. It's simply a tool that we're using to log the macros and really see what the macros are. But then as we do the next call where I say, hey, here's 5 questions to ask yourself if you are suspicious that you need to adjust macros, and then here's how to adjust macros. We're going to talk through that together, so no need to do the weigh-in, but thank you so much for asking that. That's a really good question. All right, couple more questions that I'll answer, and then I'll go ahead and hop off and add this to the Facebook page. All right. Can we choose another day to fast next week? Yes, you can. I would probably do Sunday if you're looking for a different day to fast. Weeks 5 and 6, we will do a Sunday 24-hour fast. But you guys have been with me for long enough to know that the program is fairly flexible, so you can switch things up if necessary. Okay, how do you guys manage intermittent fasting when guests come over or low macro days when going out? Usually, if guests are coming over and they're coming over for like breakfast, I'm going to switch up my feeding window. If they, are coming over, usually it's for dinner, so it's perfect. Intermittent fasting works great with the 16-8 protocol. And then going out on a low macro day or low carb day, usually with going out, at a restaurant, I'm trying to focus on protein and greens anyhow. So for me, it's usually really, pretty straightforward. Now, a low macro day, you're just going to have, slightly less, or even extend your fast a little bit longer till 2 that day and then go out for dinner, whatever the case may be. But there's definitely ways to work around that. Okay, Molly says, and this will be the last question that I answer. I'm really confused on low macro day. Do we adjust those numbers in MyFitnessPal? No, you will not adjust the numbers in MyFitnessPal. You're just simply going to look at your recommendations for a regular macro day, and then you're going to have 25% less. So if your recommendation is 200 grams of carbs on a regular macro day, you're going to have 25% less. So you'll take 200 times 0.25, do a little bit of fancy math. Do we actually just, nope, so you don't have to adjust the settings. I hardly ever meet my calorie requirements. I eat till I'm full. Yes, that's fine. And I have addressed that now twice on this call. All right, really great questions, everyone. I am so glad that I was able to see you today. We will have another live training. It'll be in a few weeks. I will post this replay right there on our Facebook community page. Feel free to ask any and all questions. I'll be on the pages later today to answer those. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Bye, everyone.